I don't have a lot of time here. I'm about to go out and go running again. Alicia and I we're training for this marathon, and literally we're halfway done with a 9 mile run and taking a little break. But but I had to share this real quick because I thought it was funny as shit. I literally saw a real interesting, very bitter response that really said to me a lot about why a lot of folks stay single, why a lot of folks, why a lot of women can't keep a man, or why a lot of men can't keep a woman. So it applies both ways. It applies in both directions. But anyway, so I was talking to Alicia, and we were talking about, little ideas, little thoughts we had. And one thing her brother taught her, she said, my brother, her brother was a football player, and her brother said, look, if you want to impress a guy, learn the rules of football so that you can sit next to him and you know what's going on. Like guys like that. And I was like, yeah, I actually really like that about you. I'm glad your brother taught you that, and it's a lot like a man learning how to cook, right? How women are impressed when men know how to cook. Well, anyway, so I did, just as like a little suggestion, just like a humble suggestion, not something that I expect anybody to take if they don't want to take the advice. I don't really give a shit one way or the other, but I put it on my Instagram. My Instagram, you go look at it now. It's the real Boyce Watkins. So I want you to go to my Instagram and take a look. And she's here right now. And do you know that statement, that I put that little statement, I just said, ladies, if you want to impress a man, learn the rules of football. He will probably like that. Ladies, if you want to impress a man, learn the rules of football and watch games with him. He will probably like that. And do you know how many bitchy ass, angry, bitter women came back? To impress a man, I gotta impress a man. Who cares what men need to grow up instead of stop watching football. But how about he just stop watching games? And I was like, that's why your ass ain't got a man. Like seriously, like that's why your ass can't keep a man. Doesn't mean all women. Like now, some guys stepped out and said, I don't like football. And I think that makes sense too, right? If the guy doesn't like football, then why would you watch football with a guy who doesn't like football? But I was really blown away. I was floored. Like a lot of the comments were very negative. And I was like, God damn, like they done taught y'all that making a man happy is like a crime now. And you wonder why, seriously, like we were talking about this. We were like, why don't black men get married? Black men don't want to get married because they know, well, shit, if you make it into a shit show, if you make it into a torture chamber, nobody's going to sign up for that shit. You have to make a man feel safe and feel comfortable. The same way, with women, if a man wants a woman to have sex with him, he has to make her feel comfortable. He has to make her feel safe, or she's not going to do it. Right? He can't be like, hey girl, give me the pussy. And then when she's like, no, oh bitch, fuck, stupid bitch, damn shrewd ass bitch, don't want to give it up. Like seriously, that's what some of these women sound like when they're complaining that literally making a man happy is like a bad thing. Do you want a man to? Yeah, read some of the comments. It's quite fascinating. I was like, wow. We got some people out here that really are uneducated about what it takes to be a decent person. Like, here's the thing: it doesn't have to be football, right? It could be anything. He might like pottery. He might like, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. And I will tell you that, from my experience, from talking to men, and maybe y'all can tell me if I'm crazy on this, but men like women when women are able to relate to things that they're interested in. Like that woman who will watch a football game with you will get access to you that a lot of people won't get. It's no different from a man who knows how to cook, right? If a man knows how to cook, or if a man, knows how to listen, when a woman's talking about her problems or what's on her mind, he's going to get a lot further than the guy who says, you need to quit all that goddamn yapping. Quit all that yapping. Just be quiet, bitch. Don't nobody want to hear what the fuck you got to say.
But you replied to them boys.
I did reply. Well, I replied because I was like, damn, like first of all, if the advice does not fit you, then you should just ignore it, right? If it doesn't work for you, then
why do you have to weigh in on it? So I have to negative.
Yeah, right. If it don't work for you, then keep it moving. If it don't work, you keep it moving. But one thing I think the advantage that I had as a man is that I was taught that, in order to get something from a woman that you want, you got to make her happy. Right? You have to work to please her. You have to figure out what she likes. You have to look and see who she is as a person. And that's what I was always taught. But I don't think a lot of women get that. I think when women are, when women are raised, let's say in a household where there's no men in the house, and they're constantly being told like a man got to love you exactly for who you are, and if he don't like you exactly the way you are, even when you're loud and obnoxious and annoying and mean and evil, that there's something wrong with him. He's a weak ass man. He's a blah blah blah. And I think that people like that are at a disadvantage. I think those people end up being bitter, unhappy, and mad because nobody sticks around. Well, nobody's gonna stick around if all you've been trained to do is be an asshole, And so I think that's now I see some people that are making different comments, and I'm gonna just tell you, like I'm reading them, but if you don't like the comment, if you don't like that remark, if you don't agree, then that's fine. You don't have to agree. But I'm just gonna tell you, like it really floored me. It's like now if you don't want to get married, like if you don't want anybody to want you, if you don't give a fuck, if you want to just go on Tinder and swipe left and get, just fuck random people, then none of this applies, right? All you gotta do is look good, have a big butt and a smile, and you'll get plenty of men that want to have, want to sleep with you. But if you're trying to have a healthy relationship, it's important to understand the person you're trying to have a relationship with. In fact, I know a dude who had a woman. It was a good friend of mine. And he was dating this chick. And she didn't understand. His Saturday afternoon football routine was important. He loved to watch college football. Like that was his thing on Saturdays. And he would be like, man, I like this girl, but she gives me shit every time I want to watch my college football. And right at that moment, I said, this ain't gonna last. Like this relationship gonna come to an end. There is no way on earth he'll end up marrying a woman who does not understand even the basics about him in terms of knowing that, that he likes to watch his football. Right. And I really think that it was kind of startling to me when I saw just some of the really heavy reactions, almost emotional, like you're reminding me of why the last man left me. And I want to insist on the fact that he's weak. It's because he's no good. He's a piece of shit. But really, you're actually saying that maybe he left because I didn't do my job. Right. Like nobody says that to women. It seems like no, everybody says it to men constantly. Men constantly get left because
men usually leave.
Men don't leave. Men don't leave. No, what men do, I believe, what men do is they leave you before it's time to actually leave you.
Oh,
they fire you.
Physically.
A lot of men fire you from the job before you ever get hired. Right? Like a lot of men will eliminate you. Like I'm just talking about men I know who really got options, who really
they don't even let you know. They're
right,
who smiling at you.
Right. Like that. That's what I do. Like when I'm looking to hire people for a job. They don't understand. The job interview starts a year before I even let you know there's a job available. It starts with me watching you and observing you. A strategic, intelligent person, not just a man, but a person is going to watch you for a long time before they even open the door to making themselves vulnerable to the possibility that you may have a deeper commitment of whether it's professional or personal. So, even when I was single, when I would think about asking a woman on a date, before I even asked on the first date, I would just watch how she operates, how she moves, what's she up to, how does she conduct herself on social media, how does she deal with her exes, how does she deal with life, how does she deal with her enemies, how does she deal with her friends, and I eliminated a lot of women like that, just like because I told you about the one that went and blasted, her ex-boyfriend on Facebook or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to date somebody like that. I'm not gonna date somebody who is going to get angry and throw temper tantrums and emotionally abuse people that she feels have hurt her feelings. Because what people don't talk about is that they act like men are the only ones who are capable of abuse. Whereas women, women do the same shit. A woman can stalk you like a man can. A woman can abuse you like a man can, humiliate you like a man can. Imagine if you were thinking about dating a dude and you found out that if he had sex with a woman and she stopped having sex with him, he would go online and tell all her business and be like, oh, she's a hoe and she did this and she did that and she did that. Would you sleep with a man like that? No woman would, right? So basically, she got fired before she even got offered the job. So I think basically, I think that's what men do. I think men just are like, is she the one? And a lot of women get eliminated for that, and they don't know why, right? They think it's because something was wrong with them. No, it may not be something wrong with you. It just means like something happened that made him say, I don't know if I can really trust myself in that situation. So I think once men make the commitment, they're kind of in. Right. And once they're in, then you have all the other dynamics. So men come up short all the time. We know this, right? We know men are not perfect. Men got to work on shit. But I just think it's really fascinating how many women get offended when you say, you know, hey, if you want to get along with a man, here's something you may want to try. Here's a way to make a man happy for a change. If you ain't prepared to try to make a man happy, then I guess you can go to Tinder and just keep swiping left. You can get plenty of dick for free. You know, lots of penises out here just available for you. If that's the life you want to live, then I ain't even judging it. All right. Well, it's time for us to run. So y'all are so funny. A real woman has never said the words a real man. I love football and I officiate basketball, and I'm still single by choice. Sports are very enjoyable, says Bama Girl. Yeah, I think welcome to a feminist society where everything is the man's fault, even though she is equal. Right? Like women can be equally good, but can't be equally bad. That right there is fucked up. Like that's not true. Like no, y'all equally as as terrible as men in a lot of areas. Only thing women can't do that men can't do is lift 200 pounds or whatever. Like it's harder for a woman to do that. But there's some women that can even do that. Right. So just being real, like I think we got to get rid of like we got to decide what equality really means. And if you want to ride the equality train, then you got to accept the full definition of equality. Right. So anyway, I'm about to go, guys. So I'm about to get out of here. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about it. I'm sure some people are going to get mad about it, but I thought it would be worth kind of mentioning. Feel free to go to Instagram, and if you want to join the discussion, feel free and see some of the crazy comments. Go to the Real Boyce Watkins. That's the Instagram page. And also don't forget we have the All Black National Convention September 27th in Houston. So it's allblacknationalconvention.com. And I'll be speaking in Louisville on the 14th of September. So you can go to drboycelouisville.com if you're interested. So I hope that this helps some of you who actually want to humble yourself and learn, what it takes to get along with another person. And for those of you who don't like it, then I say, fuck off. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Be good. Peace.